Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 5 to 6 p.m. to join me, Norma G, and our guests to find out about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Can't wait to see you there. Now let's rejoin the show. Get cut off and just start it from scratch. Welcome back to Community Connections with Norma G. And I don't know if you kind of experienced a little first half of that, but we had a little bit of a sound problem. I think we have it fixed now. And so I'm going to go ahead and say once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. You are listening to us on 95.3 FM. And you can also watch us live at Community Connections with Norma G live on Facebook. You can also tune in at 1470 AM or at 1470 AM on your iHeart app at WNN. You can call in and talk to us if you have any questions at 888-565-1470. And I'm really, 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 really super excited about today's show. We've been planning this for a long time. We're going to be talking about the 100 Outstanding of Women Broward County event that's coming up on May 11th to support the Boys and Girls Club of Broward County. And I have in the house today these fabulous ladies, Miss Paula Friona, Miss Victoria Hilber of the Tower Club, and Linda Buccilli of Northwestern Mutual. And they are on the board. They're the co-chairs and the chair of the event. And they have given me the honor of nominating me to be the MC to the event. And so I'm going to be up there talking about all those 100 ladies and kind of getting the crowd going. And so I'm really, really excited about it. But today, we're going to learn about the Boys and Girls Club, and we're going to learn about the event, about how you can get involved, how you can participate, how you can support. And also, we're just going to learn about how these amazing ladies ended up on this board and how it's impacted your life.
That's an excellent question.
So that's actually what I want to talk about today. So first and foremost, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, and thank you for being patient with that little sound problem. Hey, it's a live show. You know what they say, the show must go on. I don't know what they did, but like you said a minute ago, there's a lot of electricity and a lot of energy in this room.
Agreed.
And so I recently met you ladies. I've known Paula for quite a while.
Yes, ma'am.
And if I'm not mistaken, all three of you have been nominated as one of the 100 Outstanding Women of Broward County.
Correct. So we are paying it forward.
Yes, awesome.
Yes.
And so I went to the event, I think it was 2 years ago.
Yep.
And I got to experience it. And I'm telling you, if you would have said to me when I was there 2 years ago, and or even when I started the show back in September, if I would be the MC to this event, I would have never thought it or dreamed it. And so I am very, very honored because it's opened up my eyes, the show, to many new things. But also this event has opened up my eyes to the Boys and Girls Club. So I'm going to ask you, Victoria, just what's your involvement? What do you do? We recently met over the last few months. And tell us a little bit about this amazing event in Broward County.
My pleasure. I got involved about 3 years ago. I was selected as one of the 100 Outstanding Women, and it has been one of the best things I've done in Broward. I've met most of my best friends and just people that you trust, and it's an incredible group of people. Oh, sorry. And the event is May 11th, Thursday. There's dancing, there's live auction, there's amazing food at the Signature Grand, and it's just the most incredible people I've met and I'm going to meet in one room, and I've loved it for the past 3 years, and this year I was selected to be chair of the event, which I think I cried, I'm sure, but it was amazing and it's an honor, and it's just something very close to my heart. I've loved it very much.
So what does that mean, 100 Outstanding Women? Like, how are people being nominated? What are you trying to accomplish by doing this event?
The number one person that nominates you are your peers. So if you do wonderful things for the community and for others, and it's easily recognized, you can absolutely nominate someone on the website, 100outstandingwomenofbroward.com. And then also there's just calling the Boys and Girls Club or contacting one of us. We're happy to set it up, but there's a selection committee that goes through notes on each person, and there are some incredible people on that list from every single background, from nonprofit, from high-end companies. So you can get nominated online, and it's a very easy process.
And who nominated you?
My first person that nominated was Miss Elaine Simmons, and she is she's a Tower Club member and a very good friend. And I remember where she told me, and I cried.
Really? Are you from this area?
I am not. I am from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
So it was, I've been here for about 4 years, so 1 year in, when you don't really think you're making an impact or someone doesn't notice, for someone to reach out and nominate you, it was a very big deal.
Okay. And your involvement with the organization is also that I know that where you work
is You work at the Tower Club in Fort Lauderdale.
And I know that you're one of the sponsors for the event.
Happily, yes. We hosted the kickoff party for the 100 Outstanding.
That was a lot of fun.
It was an awesome event, and we got to know a lot of people, and it was a great event. For my team to put that on for me was awesome.
Well, we thank you for that, because I went to it, and I've been there a couple times now, and it's a really, really nice place. And so,
beautiful venue.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Beautiful
so now,
venue.
Paula and I are dear friends, but she's been a big inspiration in my life. She's kind of shared a lot of things with me, and it was beautiful to see you a couple of years ago being nominated, and we were there with your family and your children and a couple other friends, and so I was just there to support you, and that's when I first got introduced to it, and so you kind of nominated me for this MC gig, but I certainly had to meet the other ladies and see if it was the right fit and stuff. So
and you were perfect.
It is the right fit.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
for
you.
sure.
So tell me a little bit about the Boys and Girls Club and what do they do here in the community? Because I didn't really know a lot about it until I went on one of the tours.
Well, the Boys and Girls Club is special to me because when I was younger, I went to the Boys and Girls Club in New York, and I still remember some of the people who impacted my life. Miss Diane, she taught gymnastics. There's just so many people that I still remember, and the kids today need a place to go. They need a safe haven. They need somewhere to go to get a healthy meal, a good, strong education, and some strong influences in their life. 96% of the senior members graduated from high school.
Fantastic.
And from 2015 to 2016, 11,930 members were enrolled. That's a lot of
Fantastic.
kids doing, and they are making a difference.
And so now the Boys and Girls Club is a after-school program for children.
Correct.
From, do you know what age groups?
Linda might
Goes
know more about
anywhere
that.
from kindergarten all the way up to almost high school.
Almost high school. And so when I went on the tour, I
Yes.
was able to see these young kids that they are provided with all kinds of activities.
Correct.
And
they have a snack and supper program. So when they come in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone gets a nice snack, and that's something that we just started a few years ago. And then at 7 o'clock, all the children get dinner. So they're able to come in, do some exercise. The ladies do cheerleading. The boys do some basketball. They do their homework. They do the iReady program for Broward County. There's teachers that come in from the Broward County School and they volunteer their time. I also volunteer my time every Wednesday. I do an entrepreneurship program with the kids. Not the little ones, but the ones that are in middle school and going into high school. And I'm teaching them how to build a business plan, how to build a business, how to apply for an EIN number, how to do a P&L statement. And, these are kids that had no idea what it would be, to be an entrepreneur, how to even open a business, and is that even possible? So it's really fantastic.
is that class open to the public? Because I'd like to
members,
take it. Because I'm not sure. I'm a little embarrassed about asking you a question.
It's open to the members, to the children.
Of course.
And, this year, we have more girls than we do boys in the club, which is really unusual. But it's nice to know that these kids have a place to go, a safe haven, if you will, after school. And the membership is only $15 a year. So imagine to get all of that for $15 a year, where your children are safe, they're out of the rain and off the streets, they're getting a snack at 3 p.m., they're getting their homework done, they're getting tutoring, they're getting exercise, and then they're getting free internet to get all their work done and whatever research they need to do.
Sure.
And then they get dinner at 7 and everyone goes home by 8 o'clock.
And so I have a couple
Go ahead.
questions. And so, Paula, what would you say is one of your fondest memories that you had if you said you were involved in the Boys and Girls Club when you were a child? What do you recall? And this is in what area?
In Niagara Falls, New York.
Niagara Falls.
And-
Shout out to Niagara Falls. Right? Shout out to everybody.
Well, I still remember some of the people, and I made lifelong friends there.
Same.
And the club was where everybody went and felt safe. It was we were off the streets. The kids were doing good things. They were playing basketball, all different kind of games, swimming, gymnastics, and have lifelong friends from there.
And does anyone just qualify to this program?
Yes.
Anyone can qualify?
Yes.
But you have to go through some sort of application process. Okay. And so the way I see it is that this organization, Boys and Girls Club, supports families, so that families, mothers, fathers, whoever, whatever the scenario is, can continue to work. Obviously, like any daycare center, after school program is set up, but it allows people to
Be at
not
ease.
be at ease because you
And
don't
work
have
extra
to,
hours.
work extra hours, and you don't have to take that expense because sometimes you make an extra $100, but if you got to spend X amount of dollars
Correct.
and you only got $10 left, what's the point
Of working.
the extra 4 or 5 hours?
You
And
are
so
correct.
I believe, from my experience of going to the tours, that by supporting this organization, you're helping raise these families as well.
It takes a tribe.
It takes a tribe.
Yeah, and we're all doing it together, and we're all paying it forward for these children.
That's amazing.
Well,
That
they
really
are
is.
our future. They are.
Now, tell me a little bit about you were nominated.
I was.
And when did that happen?
2 years ago by the woman on my left here.
So Victoria, and yours was when?
She decided to pay it
Actually,
forward.
When were you
Was it-
nominated?
3 years.
Yeah,
Because
I
you
am
did
wrong.
it
3 years
Okay.
Because
ago.
you did it 2 years in a row. You were nominated and did it, and then this year you decided you're going to chair it. But you said I'm not doing it alone. So
That's
we
true.
said we're gonna be your co-chairs because we can't do anything alone. We need a team.
Well, you guys get nominated just kind of like to get nominated, but now you guys are actually on the board.
Yeah, I'm on the board.
You're,
We have two boards. So we have the board of directors that we meet monthly, and then we have our board of the 100 women. And we have a board of a lot of amazing women, which you saw
Okay.
at the kickoff party, and they've all helped in some shape or form getting the silent auction items, getting sponsorships. Northwestern Mutual is one of the sponsors. We're one
That's
of the
correct.
silver sponsors. A Tower Club, Zen Automotive. I mean, the list just goes
Vitas.
on.
There's quite a bit.
I mean, the list just goes on, and we still have opportunities to bring in, more sponsorships for the event, which will be on May 11th.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. So
And
Victoria,
So you
is the
you
one.
were nominated.
Yeah,
and what were you nominated for?
She nominated me because I'm just the greatest. I'm only one of 99.
Sometimes it's just because they're just a quality person. They're active in their community. But sometimes someone does have a particular
I think
reason
because
of
I
what they're-
empower women.
It was that. There's just
And
some
you
people
love
that
me?
I love you.
Okay.
There's some people that I see. I see so many people every day, and there's some people that just really go above and beyond without
Aw.
being asked. And those are
Make
the
a
people that I
difference.
nominate. And
Yes.
it's an easy decision. It's not, I don't have to search for names because
Right.
I'm surrounded by
Right.
good people.
Yeah.
I do think you're great, though.
Oh,
I do
thank you. No,
How
you
about
guys
you? Who
stop.
nominated you?
Kathy Naughton nominated me. She was on the board with me for the Ronald McDonald House. And she nominated me for my charity that I co-found with Crystal Walker called
That's right.
Bella's Tea Party.
That's
and we
right.
send tea sets to sick children around the country.
That's right.
Beautiful.
That's right.
beautiful.
That's
yes,
right.
And I do recall what it was for.
Right.
So that's really phenomenal. And you guys do this all on a volunteer basis.
Oh, yeah.
They're all on a volunteer
But
basis.
I don't think any of us thought we were going to get in this deep.
No.
Yeah, right, Paula? I don't want to speak for you, right? So it kind of like when you get a little taste of it, and then you want to do more, and the more you do, the more you want to do, and the more you give, the more you want to give, and you just can't stop. Like when I don't see my kids on Wednesdays and for spring break, or if I'm not feeling well, if I'm traveling, my kids at the club, I feel like I miss them for the week. I didn't show up, I wasn't there for them. Just like when I did the tour, I was so proud to see their center and their technology room and their art room and their aviation room. Where did you do your tour at, Norma?
I did it at the Leicester. I don't know the exact name right.
All right, the Leicester. I have
the
it here.
Leicester H. White Club,
Okay.
NFL Yet, and that's over off of Davie Boulevard, just west of I-95.
Okay.
And it was a really, really nice facility. But you know what I liked the most about my tour experience that I did about 3 weeks ago?
What was it?
Was it the children from like 7 years old to 14 years old?
Oh,
14
right.
years old,
Shaking your hand.
ran the tour.
Yeah.
There was the supervisor, and he kind of, oversaw it a
Right.
little bit and chimed in a little bit. But the students were the ones that told me about the art
Right.
class, told me about the computer program,
Right.
told me about the activities, the after school, the homework time.
Right.
And so that's what I was most, in the articulation skills
Yes.
that these young men
And the
boys-
mannerisms.
Yes, and so that's what I was most.
Well, there are rules and regs,
Well, you think like these are children that are almost acting like young adults,
Right.
And because there was you could see that the time was invested,
Yes.
in these children, and so I was really impressed with the tour.
Right.
In fact, I'd like to go to the one here, the Jim and Jan Moran one.
That's the one
here in
where I
Deerfield.
volunteer on Wednesdays, right, for my entrepreneur class. I do the Jim and Jan Moran, but my tour was originally at the one in Fort Lauderdale. It was the one off of Broward Boulevard. Howard, the Howard Reitman Center. And I got to tell you, that was an amazing, amazing tour. And when I was finished with the tour, Northwestern Mutual wound up donating 15 laptops for their technology center. And it made a difference.
The membership to these families is how much?
$15 for the year.
$15 a year, but yet I believe when I saw a statistic that encompasses about 13, 14, 15, it costs them about $1,500 a year to provide this
absolutely.
aftercare.
Oh, absolutely.
Minimal.
Right.
And so that's the beauty of it, is that that money now goes into stays with the families rather, and so you're helping support that. So if this little time that we have here together is a example of what that evening is going to be like on Thursday, May 11th at the Signature Grand for this event, then I know we're in for a good time.
Oh, yeah.
We're in for
It's
a
a
good
red
time.
carpet.
It's a red carpet.
It's a red carpet.
And it has a, I believe here, it has a Hollywood red carpet theme. And so we wanted to come on the air and we wanted to share about the two things. We wanted to talk about this event.
That's right.
That it's very possible that while you're listening that you probably know someone who previously was and or is this year. And we want to encourage you to come out and participate. Is there tickets that are available that people can go to, or is there a way that people can, they can't make it, where can they support?
It's you can go on www.100outstandingwomen.com. You can also call the Boys and Girls Club, the corporate center, which is in Fort Lauderdale. It's 954-537-1010. I'm going to repeat that. It's 954-537-1010.
Wonderful.
For sure. And we are in need of some sponsorships for sure, and we need some more silent auction. So
Baskets.
if you
Gift certificates, baskets.
and gift cards, gift baskets, and high-end items. Everything is tax deductible, which is great. So if you are a business owner and you are hearing our message, this helps the children of Broward County.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when I think of why I enjoy so much doing this show, Community Connections,
Yes.
I feel like this is clearly the epitome of it.
Right.
Especially, meeting all you guys and just being able to see all the amazing things that you do. And so it's amazing when you put your foot out there and do something, how many doors open up.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful for the show, for the producer, Freddie. I'm also grateful for Paula for opening me up to meeting you ladies in this opportunity. So when I think of those 100 outstanding women, it's kind of like the same thing. When you get nominated, you're thinking like, well, what for? It opens you up to now be interacting with these other 100 women.
Right.
And then in turn, they get opened up to learn about the Boys and Girls Club.
And that's what we want, awareness.
Clearly, that's obviously what you want to do, but that's such a beautiful thing how there's so many different ways that by just doing one little action, that it kind of have all these different waves and ripple effects.
It's a small action.
So how has, it doesn't necessarily have to be this particular thing in general, but just your community service, how has that impacted you personally?
Immensely.
Linda.
Immensely. I mean, it truly has. I'm a single mom with two beautiful boys, and I'm a role model for my children, and they see what I do. And they see that even when I'm sick, I still go and see the kids at the club, and I still teach my class. And, I still go to the board meetings, once a month, and I'm extremely dedicated, and now they asked me to be on the finance committee, so now I'm doing that. So it's like, I can't do enough for the club because I see what they've done for our children. And these children are going to college, and these children are making something for themselves. And for me, that just warms my heart. Like all of you in this room, when we see that, doesn't it just make you feel so warm and giddy? Like, wow, we made a difference. And what did we really do? We just volunteered an hour or two of our time.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
A little time, a little elbow grease.
A little elbow
How about
grease,
you,
a little
Paula?
time.
How about you?
It's very rewarding to give back and to enlighten other people about the club and different, charities in the community. I think that giving back is very important. I think everybody should give back at some time.
I agree.
It's incredible. And you?
Great. I mean, I love it. I have the honor to work with a lot of nonprofits through my position, but this one is very special to me, and I don't know, it's such a selfless act that doesn't really take that much time, and it impacts so many people, and there's 99 other women that agree in the room. So it's still fun. So it's a great thing that
we do
people
laugh.
still
We do laugh.
laugh.
We do laugh.
So it really is. It's a it's a little sisterhood.
It is a little sisterhood, yeah. And I don't think the children realize what it takes to put on something like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is one of the largest events, and it's pretty big.
It's going to be like 1,000 people.
You are correct.
I'm not nervous.
I'm
not at all. I'm not nervous.
No.
I mean,
that's big.
you know, I go
And
from
this is a small part of the board.
you know,
We still have other
sure.
women, which you met, at the kickoff party,
Yeah.
that all played a part into getting this event going. This is years in the making. So, and our 10th annual is coming up.
Thank you. And I believe the children are going to be at this event as well.
Yes.
Yes, they're going to
So
they walk with the 100 women.
Yes.
They walk with them. They greet you right when you walk in the room, ask for your autograph
Yeah.
from the
Yeah, they
100
do.
outstanding
So
women.
cute.
It's so cute. So
Yeah.
awesome kids.
So I know that, like you said, you guys don't necessarily work actually at the Boys and Girls Club. And
No,
so,
we all have careers.
Yeah. But thank you so much for taking the time today and representing them, representing the 100 outstanding women, and all of the commitment and dedication that you are giving to put on this event. I know I have one very small part of it, and I really want to thank you for kind of including me in this. And I hope I do you guys proud that day.
You will.
And I will try, as long as I don't stumble down the runway.
You'll be fine.
But I'm going to encourage you guys once again that if you would like to participate, please go to the www.100outstandingwomen.com, or you can go to www.bgcbc.org. And that's the Boys and Girls Club Broward County website. So you can find out either more about the club or more about the event. And these ladies are just a small little taste of just the energy and the positive energy that can impact you in your personal life and or professionally as well, by networking and connecting with other people. And so I love that it's twofold.
It is.
It really is twofold. So it can make work fun, and make serving others fun. And so you guys definitely epitomize that. And so thank you again, Paula. I really, really thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm just
my pleasure.
super excited. And so stay tuned for a little bit more. I know that coming up in, within a month or so, that we're going to be talking about this entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. She's got this really creative idea, the Shark
entrepreneur,
Tank
thing
going on.
On how to
we're going
build
to
a
have
business.
another representative from Boys and Girls Club on, talking about teaching the kids not only life skills, healthy lifestyles, and that's actually some of the programs. There's three core youth programs, which include the following: academic success, because they do help the kids with the homework.
That's
There's
right.
computers at the Boys and Girls Club, which oftentimes these families don't have internet at home. There's good character and citizenship, which talks about like kind of the way I was greeted at the door, teaching the kids etiquette and mannerisms and those types of things, healthy lifestyles. But I'm glad that you're including that business and entrepreneur skills, because I graduated college and I have a medical background and a medical degree, and next thing you know, you're making money, and I had no business acumen at all. And so I really do believe that it should be incorporated across all disciplines,
agree.
even beyond, this is a youth level, even into medical school and those types of things.
agree.
Where if someone, you only have to have a finance degree just to basically know how to balance your checkbook and stuff. So I'm glad they're teaching these life skills to the students. I want to thank you so much for listening to these ladies. Go to their website, support their cause, and tune in. You're going to be seeing more and hearing more about it. We're going to be coming back very shortly with Dr. Manish Gupta, and we're going to change gears a little bit, but he is another gentleman that is very involved in the community. He's an orthopedic surgeon. He has a practice here at Sports and Orthopedic Center here in the Boca and Broward County area in Coral Springs. And we're going to learn a little bit about his character and a little bit about how he's involved in the community and helping athletes and the youth and also the seniors with his specialty skills. So we'll be right back. And thanks for tuning in to Community Connections with Norma G. Thank you, ladies, so
Thank
much
you.
for being here this evening.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. It was great.
Are you looking for short-term inpatient rehabilitation or long-term care placement for yourself or a loved one after illness or injury? Whitehall Boca Raton Skilled Nursing and Rehab Facility has served South Florida for over 35 years. With care and oversight from our experienced physicians, Whitehall Boca Raton offers specialized comprehensive nursing and rehab programs in neurological, orthopedic, cardiac, pulmonary, and post-operative surgical care and outpatient therapy provided by our highly experienced nurses and therapists. We accept Medicare and other major insurances. Come see the Whitehall Boca Raton difference. Call 561-392-3000 for more information or to schedule a tour with our admissions team. and we will answer any one of your questions. You can also visit our website at whitehallboca.com. For more information, call 561-392-3000. That's 561-392-3000. Whitehall Boca Raton is committed to provide you with the best medical care.
Attention anyone who smokes, has a pet, or eats. If you're selling your car, boat, house, or move out of a rented apartment, we have your solution. Pristine Solutions is a new company that comes directly to your home, car, boat, office, or anywhere and eliminates odors from cigarettes, cigars, animals, food, and much more. A Pristine Solutions team member will take care of everything for you. Our chemical process breaks down and eliminates germs and bacteria that cause odors. Don't lose that security deposit because your pet had too many accidents or because you're a smoker. Call Pristine Solutions today. Call 561-299-5555 because these guys don't stink.
Thank you for listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We're the place where we talk about your business, a product, an idea, or a project to get the word out to our community. I'm your host, occupational therapist Norma Guerrero. Today we are sharing our passions while connecting with our community. Give us a call at 888-565-1470 and join our conversation. Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 5 to 6 p.m. to join me, Norma G., and our guests to find out about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Can't wait to see you there. Now let's rejoin the show. Welcome back to Community Connections with Norma G. We are here with Dr. Manish Gupta. He is a orthopedic surgeon who specializes in rehabilitation and surgical repair of all the joints of the body and joint reconstruction. And we want to thank you so much for being here this evening.
Thanks for having me, Norma. It's a
I
pleasure.
appreciate it so much. And so we had a little bit of a sound problem over at the beginning of the show, and so hopefully we got that rectified. And so I'm glad that we're in here. I had a lot of ladies in here before, and so now
And
I'm
now you
here
have
with
me.
and now which it's nice to be able to sit with you. And so Dr. Manish Gupta is the owner and medical director of Sports and Orthopedic Center. It's a full-service orthopedic and sports medicine practice with services ranging from physical therapy to total joint replacement. And so it's fascinating, Dr. Gupta, to meet you, because when we spoke on the phone, we realized we had something in common.
Yeah, actually, we do, right?
Yes,
We're
and
both
so-
Coral Springs Colts, right?
Yes,
So,
equestrian.
Equestrian, yes, that's
And
true.
so I graduated in 1988.
89.
And you graduated in 89. And so I was saying to him that, it's very possible that we were at a football game back in the late 80s and maybe we were sitting on the bleachers.
Actually, probably I was down writing because I was a big journalist,
Oh, is that
sports
right?
journalist. So I had a knack for, getting into the game and writing about it for our school paper. So
And so your family is from where, and how did you end up in Coral Springs?
Well, I'm Indian by origin. That's where I was born, and we lived in Pittsburgh for a short while, and then my dad decided we got to be more Indians. We're warm weather people, so we moved to South Florida, and that was back in 1983.
Okay, so you were probably in middle school at that point.
Yes, I went to Pines Middle School actually. So started off in Pembroke Pines, went to middle school there, and then Coral Springs High School I joined when we moved to Coral Springs.
Did you play? Now, your practice has a lot of specialty in sports medicine.
Yeah.
Did you play sports?
Yeah, that's like my passion. I've been a sportsman, I consider, all my life. When I was in India, I was playing cricket. When I came here, I had to learn all the American sports. So what you call football is soccer back in in India, and so I had to learn that game. Baseball is much different. So I played all those things as I was going through in little leagues and things like that. But in high school, my father wouldn't let me play football, even though I thought I was fast and I had good hands. He said no way.
He didn't. And was your father a doctor?
No, actually, he's not. He calls himself a gentleman. So meaning that
A gentleman?
Yeah. So that's his profession. He said, but he was a jeweler actually, a business guy. Yeah. So to finish my story, I played tennis. That was the sport that I lettered in and competitive.
Was there a tennis club at Coral Springs High School?
Yeah, we had a varsity tennis team.
A varsity?
Part of it.
So I played soccer for Coral Springs High School.
Oh, you did? Did you
I
know
did.
Mark Mensch, by the way?
Mark Mensch? Mark Mensch, did
Yeah.
you say?
He was
No, I
on
did
the-
not.
He was on the Coral Springs men's soccer team.
Back then?
then,
No,
yeah.
I did not know
Okay.
know him. So I played I was in a like an advanced kind of youth league over for the city of Coral Springs, and so I played again in ninth grade and 10th grade, and then in 10th grade, playing against South Plantation, I slid tackle,
Yeah.
saved the goal,
Okay.
but blew out my knee.
You did.
I
Oh.
dislocated it.
Oh wow.
I dislocated it. Ended
Was
up.
it a true dislocation or a patella dislocation? Do you remember?
I do not recall. I was in a knee immobilizer for the following 6 weeks or so. And then that happened in December of '85. And then subsequently in January, I ended up, I don't know if you recall, you're 1 year younger. The shuttle blew up
Yeah.
on January 28th,
Yes, yes,
1986. I remember the day like it was yesterday. They let us out of school early.
Right.
I don't know if you have any recollection of that, but they let us out of school early at noon. So I went with some friends. We're driving in a car. This gentleman, young boy at the time, could drive. And we turned on Atlantic and Riverside over by the mall, and the door opened.
Oh wow.
I fell out of the car, and I ended up fracturing my right ankle. So I had a left knee dislocation and a right ankle.
The same.
Yeah,
Same injury. Wow.
Yeah, well, two different legs. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. One was the knee, one was the ankle.
No, I know, but it was the same time it all
Yeah, yes,
happened?
yeah. Within
Wow.
3 weeks later.
Oh my God.
So I spent the subsequent February, March in a wheelchair, moving around Coral Springs High School.
It's funny. I'm actually repairing a knee dislocation patient, but a patella dislocation
Mm-hmm.
where we're reconstructing the ligaments that have been torn. But it's in a male athlete, kind of similar, playing soccer,
Mm-hmm.
and had his kneecap dislocate. So it wasn't, and has torn ligaments. And
Sure.
It's unstable, and we're going to be reconstructing that pretty soon. I think it's just on Wednesday. So
Oh, coming up next
Wednesday.
week. So I share that story with you, Dr. Gupta, mainly because that experience is kind of, as I told you on the phone, I'm an occupational therapist, and I have been now for over 23 years.
Right.
And I rehabilitate patients
Sure.
all day long of every age group. And so it was that experience that I had as a young child, as a young teenager, that when I got into my junior college, I started saying, what do I want to do? And I was appealed to medicine. I was appealed to rehabilitation. I was appealed to helping people get better. And so I ask you that. What kind of, what were the steps was there something personal that happened to you? What led you to
You're not going
medicine?
to believe this, but
You know?
I actually wrote in my 4th grade autobiography that I was going to be an orthopedic surgeon and sports doctor. So
And for
in
orthopedic,
4th grade. In 4th
you
grade,
could
I
spell
wrote
that?
An orthopedic doctor at sports medicine.
And did something expose you to that?
Well, my mother died when I was young, when I was 9 years
is that
old.
right?
And I
sorry.
think she wanted, her kids to be professionals, And I had a passion for sports, and way back we lived in a small farm in India, and it was just something that I wanted to do. Was I had to stay close to what I love in life, which is sports, and I found out about orthopedics as a very, very young child, and I said, well, if my mom wants me to be a doctor, I'm going to be one that I enjoy doing, not something, so. And that's really was the cultivation. And then, with mom passing away early, it was just a drive to actually do it. Said it was important to her. And it's funny, my younger brothers, 2 of them, one's a GI doctor, one's an ophthalmologist, a retina specialist, and the youngest one's is an attorney. So, we went the professional route.
Oh, so the whole family is a little bit.
The kids.
Oh, wow.
all
well,
went
that's quite a family.
Yeah, so it was just fun to kind of, now we're all back here working in the same area, and to share our war stories and from the OR is kind of fun, But that was my drive. Like, it was personal, and it was mixed with something that I enjoy doing. I love what I do, and being out there on the field and seeing athletes come in, and I knew I could not be a professional athlete. I thought about playing tennis as a pro, but I don't think I would have made it to the where I would make it a good career for
You didn't
myself.
have the full blown, that whatever that
Whatever it
extreme
is,
skill set that's
it
required.
came in, and I decided the education was going to be my route to whatever career I was going to choose.
And so you have this passion for sports medicine, because I speak to, and I also treat a lot of patients that have orthopedic injuries. And what's very specific and different about sports medicine that, versus just generalized, if you will, orthopedic care?
Well,
Like-
I think sports medicine, first of all, it's like a commitment to really using techniques to gain the most performance from an individual. And it's funny you say that. I consider every person an athlete that comes into my practice. It just depends on
That's your view.
what's your goal. And I'm here to help you reach your goal. Your goal could be, I want to walk every day without pain in my knee. So let's look at your knee and make sure we can do the most advanced techniques or non-operative techniques, whatever it takes to help you get there. So in my practice, I have a pretty wide view of things. We have a PhD physical therapist in our practice. We've got a trainer who works on training regimens. We use a nutritionist. We use, occupational therapists. We use an acupuncturist. We use a massage therapist. What are the things and modalities that can help you gain what you want? People want to be out of pain, and they want to live their life with comfort. And then to enjoy life, you've got to take it to the next level sometimes. People enjoy racket sports, or they enjoy weekend sports, or fishing, or golfing, or tennis. I want to take everyday people and let them do that pain-free. Now, there's always a risk of injury, and we have to be careful with that. So that's where the sports medicine doctor can really be helpful. In my training, I worked with some of the best athletes in the world. I mean, just the other night, I was out with Ed Reed. He was a safety for the Baltimore Ravens. And I was a staff physician for the Baltimore Ravens, where I was training. And the doctors that I trained under were taking care of some of the best athletes, arguably the best athletes in the world or the country. And that exposure to, keeping performance at one side of it, and then yet practicing the medical techniques and learning them and having that mindset. And if you can come back and use that in your community and as a community doctor and for everyday individuals, I think it just makes you better.
So it's your previous background in working with professional sporting organizations, and I know that you were also I don't know if you still are, the orthopedic surgeon for the FAU Owls.
Yeah, I am.
You still are?
I'm involved with that program through Boca Regional
So sometimes people say I like sports. I'm actually a big sports person too. I love soccer. I love football.
Goalie, you know that.
You were a goalie, yeah. And I love, even just right now, the NBA finals are on right now. Or not the finals, I'm sorry, the playoffs. And people will be like, I don't like watching that. I actually really like jumping in and watching it because I like watching the elite body in motion.
Absolutely.
And that's why I actually enjoy watching these last, not that you can watch the whole season, but it's just a little too much to watch the whole season. But clearly and then coupled with the passion of wanting to achieve the pinnacle of their sport. So those two things, are very appealing to me. And so, because I do treat a lot of senior population it's a much different situation, but certainly treating a body in its top performance. And taking a look at your website, I wrote this down. Sports and Orthopedic Center takes the technological advances used in these athletes and brings them to the South Florida community. And so I imagine being exposed to these athletes, you're now able to take that and apply that to, like you said, no matter what age group.
Absolutely. I don't treat anybody any more differently with my techniques that I've learned than I would be if I was taking care of one of my athletes who ended up playing in the Super Bowl this past year. Actually, I was lucky enough, and that's how it happens, that, when I'm being part of the team and, as a team physician, you take care of individuals and then they're performing at the highest stage. So, I had a player who was able to do that. I did an ACL reconstruction on a player, and tore his ligaments in his knee, and to be able to do that and watch him play in the Super Bowl, I mean, that's exciting. That tells me that I was able to take my skill set to a level that helped someone perform at that. But I use that same level with my high school athlete, or someone who tripped and fell and tore his ACL, was 30 years old. Was no aspirations to play football, but I'm sure he wants to play with his kids. He wants to be active. He wants to do those things. Get the same thing. It's just that exposure that takes you to the next level. And then, for myself, I do, like it that I have the ability to take care of, or someone of that caliber would trust me to take care of their body. So that gives you that extra edge a little bit, you know. So sports has always been about where can you push your goals, where can you push your limits, and I think you can apply that to every part of your life. So that's what it enables me.
Do all surgeons, orthopedic surgeons, do they feel comfortable with treating that younger athlete, that elite, performance?
I can't speak for everybody, but I think generally speaking, with the system that we go through, our board certifications, our training, most orthopedic surgeons coming out, I think are equipped to deal with a community practice. And those who take the time to go into a fellowship, like myself, in an extra year in sports and working around, they may be more comfortable. They may be able to make some decisions a little bit quicker. But certainly that skill set exists in a lot of orthopedic surgeons, and some of them don't need that extra. I think you're going to find, though, when you're like a team doctor or you're taking care of someone who's got more to lose from anything, you're going to need to have that skill set or requirement that you did the extra advanced training or something like that.
I went through my training as an occupational therapist, and I ended up in at Rancho Los Amigos Medical Center, which is a teaching hospital. If you know brain injury, you have the cognitive levels, and it's called the Rancho Cognitive Scale, and that was a big teaching hospital. But I ended up on a 90-bed spinal cord unit. Within 3 months, I had experience of what the average person would take 2 or 3 years, or 4, potential, or even to accomplish. And so, you had a fellowship that was specifically in sports?
Yes. So I was at Union Memorial Hospital, and that's where it was geared towards high-level sports. So the teams we took care of at that time that I was exposed to was the Baltimore Ravens in football. We had the Orioles in baseball. We had the ability to work with other colleges as well, and Johns Hopkins lacrosse, and these were everyday injuries that I see now in the community, but it was under a little bit more of a
elite athlete
type.
Right, and so that's what I mean. People can see a spinal cord injury patient twice a year.
Right.
I saw like 150 of them.
So your level of comfort.
Yeah, and your ability. I ended up becoming, if you will, a spinal cord injured therapist on multiple periods of my life in different facilities. They would be like, yes, we need you, come in, teach everybody else. And so I know what you mean as far as when you have that little extra training, it kind of does position you in a different way. Tell me, where did you go to medical school?
University of Miami.
Oh, so you stayed here.
I'm a kind of
what do
a
they call
mutt.
it, fighting ibis?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a mutt. I tell everybody, because after I left high school, I went to University of Florida. I became a Gator, and then after college, I went to University of Miami to be a Hurricane, and then and then now I'm in the community working, and I'm a team doctor for FAU. So,
so
it's
you're
like,
a Florida sports. You like it all.
I'm
Have you worked
Florida
with the Heat at all?
It's funny you asked me. Not formally, but I was a consultant to the NBA as a sports medicine physician under one of my partners, and so I was on the floor for when LeBron James and Dwayne Wade won the first title together for the Heat.
They went Game 7.
Yes.
I went to Game 6.
Yeah, I was there for all of the games.
I went to Game 6.
Yeah. I was in the locker room.
Was that when did you see them bring the trophy out?
Yeah, I was in the locker room.
And then return it?
Yeah, I did.
San Antonio, right?
Absolutely, yes.
I was there. I watched I think Magic Johnson go they're bringing it back? No, wait, the game's not over.
I was there, yeah.
I cried.
Yeah, I know.
I think I kind of cried a little bit when I experienced the joy of feeling all of those people chant. We were all from, we're from Florida, chanting that it went to Game 6. And we won Game 7, right?
Yeah.
We won Game 7.
Exactly. And so it's that kind of thing that I always wanted to be around. And, to do it as a physician, it's
incredible.
Exciting, I think.
So, Dr. Gupta, where are your practices here in South Florida?
Well, we have 2 locations. One's in Boca Raton on Glades and by Lions. If you know where that Macy's Furniture Gallery is.
Yeah, just a little bit west.
Yeah, there's a building.
Yeah.
It's 9325 Glades Road. And then Coral Springs. I didn't want to leave the location where I grew up.
Your roots.
So, I have a practice right by the high school It's close by. A lot of the coaches come by, and the kids. And it's funny, my high school trainer, when I was playing, is a patient in the practice. My geometry or trigonometry teacher
Is a patient. Okay.
needed a hip replacement and came to me because, so it was that community affair that I wanted. And being in Coral Springs was like a dream to kind of put it together and be that doctor that I could, just walk out and say, hey, I grew up here and I'm back.
I just did a segment prior to this segment.
Yeah.
I had the ladies in here, and it feels they've honored me with the ability to MC this event, this 100 Outstanding Women for Boys and Girls Club, and of Broward County specifically. I live in Palm Beach County at this
Same
point
here,
and
yeah.
work in Palm
Yeah,
Beach
same
County.
here, yeah.
But to, for this to be kind of like the first big thing that I'm doing outside of, it's one, I've done big things before, but to actually MC a 1,000-person event, it feels like a lot. But I'm from Broward County. I was raised in Broward County, so I feel the same way when you're saying your practices and your, where it's like, wow, I get to actually interact with the people of my own county. And so, Dr. Gupta, we wanted to just take the time and just get to know you a little bit more personally. It sounds that you're very compassionate and very concerned about your patients and their care and their whole total body. Not just kind of, we could sit here and talk all about the advancements of this and that, and we can maybe do that another day. You know what I mean? Because I would like to know a little bit about your how you can regularly provide alternative surgical, or you do arthroscopic arthroscopic hip repairs and stuff like that, and that's fascinating as well information. But as you know, Dr. Gupta is an orthopedic surgeon. He's highly skilled in sports medicine and in joint reconstruction, and so reach out to him. He can help you take away pain, increase your function, and return back to your life. And so, Dr. Gupta, thank you so much for taking
really
the time.
appreciate you having me
It's so
on.
much pleasure
I
to meet
enjoyed it
you.
very much.
And thank you to our sponsors, Whitehall Boca Raton, for putting this wonderful show together. Reach out to them. They also offer rehab and skilled services after perhaps an operation that Dr. Gupta may perform. So thank you for tuning in to Community Connections with Norma G, and we will see you next Monday. Have a great week, everyone. You've been listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We will be back next Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. with new guests to share about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Did you hear something you liked today on our show? Please contact me, Norma G, at 954-802-2015 or email me at ccnormag@gmail.com. I look forward to helping you expand your business, project, or idea and connect with our community.